welcome to 100 Gems podcast. And today we're going to be talking about financials. We had an awesome Big Six group this morning.
Right.
The participation was good too, Pastor. I don't know what you was talking about, man. Folks was glued.
It was
I'm
glued.
talking about, man, every time we talk about some money, though, every time you talk about some money, Pastor, we end up going to church.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
With revelation. That's the thing.
Illumination.
Yeah. It's not like we just getting in there and, information being passed off.
Right.
But it's way more in depth. And some of the questions, for one of the things you had talked about, Pastor, when you had asked that one question about the bidding war.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
A bidding war. What you in there, and I've been in that. And the first thing, can I stand it?
Can you stand it?
Is it worth it? To me, because you made that distinction.
Mm-hmm.
If it's worth it to you, you know what I'm saying? It don't matter how much. Well, I ain't gonna say it don't matter, but you can extend yourself. You don't have a problem with extending yourself in some of those cases.
And see, in the beginning, just so we could bring the listeners up to speed, and it talked about the relationships in dealing with. We talking about the finance piece, and we talked about how we understand the different circles that we have. That you want that circle financially. Because I say a lot of times people will go out and they say, well, birds of a feather
flock together.
Right? And what I said, well, in essence, when you look at the surface, that's true. I said, but normally, you don't understand that I could be, I'm going to use, for example, a millionaire.
That's
right?
a good example.
That's a good example. But if I hang around the wrong relationship right, eventually I'm going to be in that setting. I'm going to reset.
Yeah.
So what I was saying was, they say birds of a feather flock together. You see that bird right now, right? And the reason I'm trying to say this is that we all wasn't here 10 years ago, Robert.
Right.
10 years ago.
No.
But we could have been together.
Yeah.
So what happens is the birds are called to bring each other to another level. And you know how the geese do, they take turns.
Yeah.
One's out front. One geese don't lead all the time. They take turns to fall in the back and get their wind. So when you see the duck and geese going south, that's how they do it. They have a formation. The one in the front taking most of the wind. So what I was saying was, I've been to some circles, because we say stuff like, man, your circle, you the biggest one in your circle, you need to get in your circle. No, you need to continue to grow that circle as you grow. So every time the circles are getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And the reason I talked about that was that we can talk about, I said we started out, we got some stuff we were talking about, compounded interest.
Yeah.
People know, a person with common sense, right, know that if I don't put nothing in, I can't go down there and try to get something out. But people do. And so I said the same principle works with relationship. The same principle that we was talking about when you was talking about a bidding war. The people think you talking about a bidding war for a house, which example was used. But what I was saying was, I said that when you understand the financial piece and how this thing for be set up, Rob, I said, we are having these classes, going to the Big Six, and I said, if you're going for yourself, if I'm coming, and I want Rob to be good, Rob getting to be better, man, I'm excited. I used to be excited. And I am excited initially. But I'm not excited no more about you coming. I said that, when I said the Big Six, the education, the pass on, is supposed to be where, bae, and I do talk to you. You're doing it. Your sister be saying stuff.
Yeah, there you go.
Your son, you using the same principle. Because you had told me, man, I'm doing this. No, man, this is what you got to do it. And what I was saying was, the same checklists we have, you take those. People, I don't copy. No, you supposed to be having your circle. You bring in that circle, You're raising each level. Man, that's why the community rides. When the boat rides when the water rises. When we want all the boats in the harbor to ride. So when I go home, or you go home, you teaching and you're practicing on your kids. So you're saying, man, look, it works. Why? And then when your life is getting better, Rob, they're not coming. Now, okay, let me say it this way. Majority of times when you are in a family, you can get people, that's my Uncle Rob, right? They come to Uncle Rob because he's doing it. He signs and wonders are following him, right? So that's influence. So when you start to go home, you got to be able to take this basics, take this information, and become the teacher.
Come on, Pastor. Come on.
They say until you can give it away, it never was yours.
Come on, Pastor.
Secondly, when I'm trying to teach, I'm not a vessel. It sounds good in the Bible. We talk about your cup overflow. I'm a vessel. Really, we're not truly. We are a pass through. I'm a pipe. I'm you're a vessel, but you called to be a pass through. I'm a distribution center. So everything you got, Rob, I'm supposed to know it. Everything I got, you supposed to know it. The knowledge, the teaching, the insight. So when you go back to your whatever, and the reason I was saying that is that I can have a rule, a structure set up around, but if the people who are around me, number one, don't know about it, number two, if they don't know why, and then teach them, hey, look, these are qualifiers. You know what I mean?
I know, Pastor, when you had said that we need to be able to teach it, and then we take it back to our families.
Families.
My baby, the 10-year-old, Lily, she got her a credit card and a debit card, and she's learning on how to make money because from the chores and different things of that nature. But she got the app and. She ahead of the game.
Man, listen.
She ahead of the game. And she thinking about when she first got it, she couldn't wait.
How'd I fill it up? How'd I fill it up?
How I fill it up and how I spend it.
How you spend it, why you spend it. So Rob, I love it. Because see, what we don't really understand, I know y'all say 10-year-old, right? There are folks that got their kids on their payroll at that age. At a certain age, you put them on the payroll. I put them on payroll. Why? Because now they don't pay no tax or tax. Number two, that's one thing. Number two is that I'm gonna buy them shoes, Nikes. I'm buying them clothes. So I take that card. I just put it on the card. Then I use the card to buy their stuff. That's how they do it. I remember that guy said, "Man, you had your kids. You have your kids work for free." I said, no, you don't have to work for free. You want to pay them. You want to pay them. You want to pay, get them set up, understanding. Secondly, you said something about her being ahead of the curve. Man, you don't even understand. You know what you're doing? There's a group that I remember when I had long hair. They used to say I had hair like them. Ready for the world.
I remember Ready for the World.
Ready for the world.
I liked it, Ready for the World.
And you love, see what happened, you preparing her for life.
Yes, sir.
Man,
yes,
you
sir.
preparing
yes,
her.
That
when we say this, we only make sure you get it right. I'm prepared. You preparing her for when she ain't gonna need you, right? But she gonna want you. I don't have to. I'm gonna be good without you or with you. Then we got into, and that's what I'm talking about. We're talking about the bidding war. I said now, right? When you're buying gifts, we were talking about gift giving, and I say, for example, I said, Darius, me and you, and the guy we use, Lamont. I said, Lamont is our father. And we're sitting here and we're saying, well, Pops like motorcycles. Right? Now, I told him, it's not that Pops, we say stuff like, I'm going to get this so y'all can take care of me when I'm older. The taking care of me when I'm older does not does not mean
that you finna take care everything. All
It's not that it's not that I'm gonna be broke. I'm gonna have it.
Right.
And then you gonna have it. So then Rob was like, hey man, let's get him this, let's get him that, let's get him that Harley. Let's mess him up, right?
Yeah.
Let's go. So what happens is we're not bidding for his love, we're not trying to buy his love. We are looking at him how God look at us. He said, y'all don't even know what to pray for.
Right.
God is thinking about stuff. It's stuff that I have now. I never even wanted. I didn't know how to want it. I didn't even know it was out there.
For
Right?
real.
And I used to tell him, man, I said, man, I wouldn't even buy me that car. I said, but God did it.
God did it.
I said, he bought it to me. My dad gave it to me.
Yeah.
So that's how we're trying to teach folks. So in the system, I want to be able to give, not because you need it. It's because I want to bless you.
Yeah.
And I want to be in a financial position, Rob.
Yeah.
You want me, so the circle that we have, circle that we have is a giving circle.
Yeah.
You cannot give a king.
Right. Come on, Pass.
Now, if you're the only one in your circle, right? It ain't fun. Now, some people like being a superstar.
You're lonely.
Some people like being a superstar. They like, oh man, big dog. I don't want to be a big dog.
Right.
I ain't got to be the big dog.
No.
I want to be around all big dogs. I mean,
All big.
hey, I've been in places, Rob, my money couldn't even spend. Hey, put that up, boy. Hey, put that up. You know, we at the table with people who act like they blind when the check come. They go, Stevie Wonder.
Hey.
You know
Can't sing a lick.
I'm at table with people who the check never make it to the table.
Yeah.
When they walk in, they give them the credit card.
Yeah.
So that's the kind of, they get upset about getting the bill. And I'm just trying to say, and sometimes I don't go to a table that sometimes already like that. God don't call the qualified. He qualifies the call.
Yeah.
I want to help qualify the calling people. Hey, look, this is what you do. You got to teach them people, the ones that's teachable. I want to be taught how to go to the next table. And the thing I'm trying to say is that financially, we talked about when you're going in certain sectors, you got to be able to speak their language.
Yeah.
Right?
And it's a different language.
You got to be able to speak
Yes,
different
sir.
languages. You got,
Yes, sir.
Listen, you got to be able to breathe in the water and out the water. You got to be able to understand. And,
What you call them today? You had said somebody, was it amphibian?
Amphibious. You got to be amphibious. Amphibious mean that I can breathe in the water and I can breathe out of the water. See, what happens is that, man, I'm great at this.
Right.
Now, the majority of people I mentor, I'm with, they're great. I be around. They're great at this. They're quick. They're talented. But their finances, you take them over in the finance world,
man.
they have to they holding their breath trying to figure it out. You know what I mean? No, you can't hold your breath like that. So you have to make sure that you becoming figures. You got to be able to talk. The banker talk. Because see, the banker don't know when you start talking about blessed and highly favored. I said, I won't be. He don't understand, man. Look at my finances. I'm blessed.
They want to see that
highly
profit and
favored.
loss sheet.
They want to see that profit and loss sheet.
Yeah.
And what I was saying was, even if, for example, I got a store, road construction been in front of for 6 months. Somebody got shot in the lobby. I say, look here, this is what happened here. They say, oh, okay, we understand why. Okay, we'll literally, when you sitting there, you know your numbers. A lot of times, we don't know our number.
Right.
You can't go hand that man in there, he start asking you questions.
Right.
Then he'll say, oh, yeah, the market has been this way. I need to know what the market, McDonald's doing. I need to know what the McDonald's down the street doing. They tell me what the McDonald's doing in Chicago. They say, hey, look, this is Chicago doing. This is what Orlando, Florida is doing. This is what Houston, Texas is doing. They have a gauge of the world. Then you break it down to my neighborhood. Because it's something like I got stores, and they'll say, well, it's been slow. I said the store down the street ain't slow. So whenever they tell me I can't get good people, the store down the street is staff, right? They doing the numbers, the drive-through. Right. So really, in your finances, I have to know what the world, like down the street. My other partner say, hey, look, man. I said, look, what's going on here? He said, man, the food cost is up all over. So man, your labor, you have to know your number. You have to be able to break that thing down.
Yeah.
This is what's going to sell. Yeah. Financially, we'll go do things, man, that bring less money, but it looks good.
Well, some of it too, Pastor, man, is like when you, I know for me in the beginning, one of the first things, and this in the streets too. Now, You got to count your money. You got to know how much money you got coming in, what's going out, and where is it going out to.
Yeah.
You know, one of the things too, not to jump, but I seen this post, and me and baby, we gonna implement it, where they say that your kid, instead of kicking your kid out at 18, charge them rent for $500 a month, or whatever you're gonna charge, and then at the age of 24, they have X amount of dollars for the down payment on the new house. And I think about, you know how sometimes, man, we be in them families and stuff like, and everything just don't go right. For instance, like my daughter, man, she forever in some the rent. Yeah. And sitting back thinking about it, because I'm praying for her, of course, you know what I mean? I want my baby to be all right, so on. But then
What you praying for, Rob?
that she get it, that she catch the habit of paying rent. And I thought about how she had caught the habit of not paying rent from the mama. For all long as I know, the mama then forever had trouble paying rent.
That's not true.
Yeah. Well, help me out with
Come
this.
close to the mic.
Yeah, help me out with that then.
I know somebody today, Rob, that grew up in a situation where mama didn't pay rent, they was being moved.
Mm-hmm.
They pay rent early.
Mm-hmm.
See, the one thing about God give us a choice.
Mm.
They pay rent early. They say, I ain't gonna never be in this situation.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't gonna never be in
That's how
Okay, so when somebody can blame, I do it because mama, don't put mama in there.
Yeah.
No, you do that.
You do that.
Because
you do that.
Your brother or other sister pay rent.
Yeah.
So it's what we want to choose to do.
Yeah.
So here's what I'm trying to say. You dead on. My son moved out at 18 years old. I had just got in Milwaukee, and he turned 18, and he was dating a young lady, and the young lady had a little boy, and he said, "Dad, look," he said, "I'm being responsible." It wasn't his little boy, but he said, "Hey, mama tripping, need somewhere to stay. I'm gonna get a place, blah blah blah." You know, I really didn't want to. Do I want to stay at home? So, but I said, well, he do what he want to do, you know. But now what I should have did is said, no, you ain't going nowhere. Go sit in that room, boom boom. But not knowing what I know today,
Right.
18.
Right.
So, he moves out, and the day he tells me, "Daddy, why you didn't tell me no?" Things I did, and he asked me, Daddy, he didn't tell me that, right?
Right.
That's what I'm saying, Rob. So when you say this, let me tell you, because I'm gonna give you some more stuff to go with that. If your daughter or son is at home jumping on mama, fighting you, then they get that rule. See about
you gotta go.
There's not biblical heaven or hell.
Yeah.
I put you out.
Yeah.
You got to go.
Go.
But what I'm saying is that I ain't gonna put you out for talking back because at 18 you're gonna smell yourself. At 16. So what I'm saying is that when my daughters and them got to be of age, I said, listen, I said, you ain't going nowhere. Because see, Evan the one, me and Trina gonna move. Trina's, I ain't free, you know. Trina's small. I ain't going nowhere. But Evan, how we gonna get us to play together? And I told him, you ain't going nowhere. We fought. Me and Evan used to fight, man. We was the first man on Christmas Eve. We been fighting like I don't know what, tearing everybody Christmas up, messing it up. Because why? And God would give me. When I pray, Rob, I said, Lord, and she told me, I'm ready to move. And God gave it to me. I said, you ready to move? I said, I'm ready for you to move.
Mm-hmm.
I said, but you ain't prepared yet.
You ain't prepared yet.
And you ain't going nowhere.
Yeah, you ain't prepared.
I'm ready. I got to admit to myself, I want, she couldn't wear my stuff, couldn't put I don't wear makeup and all that. She drive my wife crazy. You know how they do. They go in, they're leaving stuff open, stuff drying out. You know, that's just how it is. You have to know, okay, you know what? But I want to make sure you prepared.
Yeah.
I want to make, what you're doing here, you say, man, me and my wife is going to make sure my daughter is prepared. The ultimate thing is that I want to do a handoff to a good man, then here you go. So okay, now I done took her this for at the altar, we doing a handoff. So that's what really. So you can have another protective, the covering is over you. I help cover both of y'all. That's how it really supposed to work. But didn't nobody teach us that. No. I had to learn that.
No, Pastor.
You know, like, oh my God, man. You know, so like your daughter, she at that man. She go until she tired. See, when you look at the credit report and you look at the when I'm doing the housing, I look and see. Some people don't mind getting put out. They ain't embarrassed with it.
No, they not
embarrassed. They ride it down. And how you know
it's part of the game.
It's part of the game.
Yeah.
So as long as you comfortable with that. But what I do, and I told the class, we gonna sit down here before you get in the situation. Again, I'm gonna tell you here's my rule. I'm not gonna talk about rent no more. I don't paid rent. I done paid rent.
Right.
I done paid rent. Right? I done put the deposit down.
Right.
I done put the deposit down. And listen, we're not going to talk about that. Now, if you call me up talking about you need a hot water tank for your
something like that, yeah.
Help with your down payment on the house. We're going to have, here's what you said, we're going to have next level questions.
Yep.
No, I'm sorry, next level problems. A next level problem is I'm taking down payment on my house. Not down payment to move into a place. We don't pay how many down payments.
Yeah.
And until you are faithful over that, you never get to the next level.
You'll never get to the next level.
You can go have to get a house, and they won't pay the mortgage.
Yeah, for real.
I'm going to pay the mortgage.
And they won't pay the mortgage.
It's mine. No, you got to. So what
I remember they didn't pay the mortgage when the mortgage was like $50, $60. I'm talking about literally.
There ain't no mortgage,
I'm talking about, and how in the world,
man, I eat
you lose this
with a cookie.
Come on, Pat.
You didn't fit out with a soda, Starbucks.
You know, this is just like we get into the mindset of being responsible. You get in the mindset of being irresponsible. It's almost as if rent bad. You know, but
rent bad.
You know,
you done told yourself rent bad.
Yeah, rent bad.
I ain't paying my
I ain't giving them folks my money. I'm talking about you living in them folks' stuff.
Yes, sir.
You know, I'm talking about wait a minute. You know, it don't. And then for me, it's hard to calculate. You sitting up and then you get money. You get money every week. You get money. I'm talking about more than enough money to pay the rent.
I had a situation, man, that was staying in my house, and he said, I got this here. What you want me to do? Give you all this and do this here? I said, man, you right. I shouldn't expect that, should I? I said, but I'm finna go down here to the bank. I'm gonna tell them the same story you told me. I'm gonna see if it work. I'm gonna let you work.
You get the police call, no.
Listen to the bank. Look here, bank. What y'all expecting me to do?
Right.
And the thing about it, if it's a situation where you got hurt, robbed, or something, people understand that. People, bank, look here, man, look here. This is what happened. They understand that. Yeah. But when you go down there, able and just won't. And won't.
Able and won't.
See, they say able and can't. Now able.
And won't.
Won't do it.
Won't do it.
Yeah. So
you got the money, you got the means, you got everything.
Smarter than.
I'm telling you, come on.
I ain't never seen.
Smart.
Smarter than me.
Get to tell you about the physics and Y+3.
Good at science, but see, science is how the world works. You don't figure out that you got to pay rent to live over here. You don't even understand science.
You know, and that just go along with being a business owner. It's certain things about business and that you gotta tend to.
Listen, I will go in and work, man. One thing about the majority of people I deal with, they're not lazy. It ain't like, man, I promise you, majority of them focus heavy on the right thing. But they don't focus heavily and start to look at the other thing. It's the other thing that gets
you. Always
hard working. The hardest month I ever worked, I would for that month, man. I promise I would get up, man, wake up at 1:32, and I would go in and it was something, the worst profitable month I ever had, because I wouldn't. You have to focus on your numbers. And if you don't know your number, sit down somewhere till you know 'em.
Until you know 'em. Come
Listen,
on, Pass.
If you don't know your numbers,
Come on.
it's gonna come bite you in the butt.
It's gonna come bite you in the butt.
You don't know somebody stealing. You don't know if
You
you're
don't know
not making
nothing.
money. And sometimes, please understand this: majority of people haven't did the number because they really probably don't want to know.
Mm-hmm.
Two, they don't really have a business. See, everybody got a business. I say, talking to one young man, he said, well, last week he said he had a
The cleaning
business,
yeah.
and he had shut the business down. Right, he have a cleaning business, but he shut it down because
And it was 6 figures.
it was 6 figures. I said, you have 6 figures. So you know what I told him? I said, it ain't no business no more. He said, what you mean? I said, the definition of a business.
It's running.
No, not running. The definition of a business, it must provide a portion of your lifestyle.
Right.
Support. It must support.
Right.
It must support. If you're supporting it, right, and most times people work 60 to 70 hours to go open a business up that they got to support and leave a job that's paying them. Well, they ain't hustling backwards.
I'm telling you.
Leave a job that's paying you to go do something you got to pay.
I know one of the things that was always mentioned during those kind is keep your day job.
I like that, baby. Keep it there. I ain't saying in the evening time.
Yeah. But like you said, we have to count the cost.
Say it again.
We got to count the cost, and I think that's a part of, especially with unfortunately, with our culture, our race.
Let me tell you something. What we're not down on, what we're not up on, we're down on. Oh man, I ain't with all that. Listen. You got to have your meeting. You got to have.
You
briefing.
got to, man.
I told the story in the Big Six. I had we had switched over to a new safe system. It was a new style of safe, right? And what the safe did is, once we deposited the money, at a certain time at night, it went and pulled the information from the safe. Whatever's in that safe, I got provisional credit because the safe would belong to the bank. So it was like an extension of the bank, technically. So they gave me provisional credit. I got credit for what was in that safe. What happened is we got the new system, and it was at least 6 months, if not longer. At least 6 months. It was like rocket science. You go in there, man, you had to figure out what time. If it pulled this time, and then people we still open in Appleton, 24-hour store. It was and so I went to the guy, I had a finance guy on staff. I said, hey, man, I said, what's going on? In fact, hey, taking them all morning to do it, 2.5 hours. You don't understand. I said, listen, man. I said, well, explain to me what's the problem, what's going on. He said, you understand this? I said, wait a minute. I said, I can't understand that. I said, tell them to come get them then. Tell them to come get them safe, because you got a system y'all selling that I can't understand. I ain't buying nothing that I can't drive.
Come on, Pat.
You follow me? So what I did, I said, hold on a minute. 2 hours, I figured out what the problem was in 2 hours. I said, look, we're going to change the time. To this time, they're going to poll it. At this time, they don't drop no. So I went through the whole thing, put the policy out there. Now, the numbers matched up.
Right.
So what I'm saying is that I'm called to this.
Yeah.
You're a finance guy. You went to school for this. Right? But I'm anointed for this. What I'm saying is that financially, there should be nothing in your business that you, listen, if I'm called to this, when P&L, the number, you should be able to sit down there and say, okay, what's that?
Right.
Do it. Sit there until you get it.
Yeah. Sit there.
Sit there till you get it.
Come on with it. I remember, Pastor, what you saying that. I remember being in and I had to submit claims, for, and I mean, I had claims. I'm talking about, I had claims to submit for real. I'm talking about probably about $100,000 worth of claims, and I ain't have a clue
what to do.
What to do. You know what I did?
What?
I sat down there and learned it. My wife would come in. She'd come in 9, 10 o'clock. She said, "Get off that computer."
So when you say, so when you be able to breathe you was in the water then, Rob.
Yeah.
You see, before we hold our breath, hoping somebody gonna do it right.
No.
But when you know it, I ain't gotta hold my.
Hey, and I learned it.
I'm gonna tell you about the great philosopher, who's a great. The philosopher who who said this, and y'all know him, Boosie Collins. He said, "Why should I hold my breath?
Right.
Feel when I might choke." Right. So he told me, "I ain't gonna hold my breath.
Right.
I'm gonna get this. I'm gonna go
I'm
down.
gonna get it.
You can breathe down there.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go down there.
Yeah.
Financial. So the big six, what I was telling him in the beginning, this is a construct. And once you get the construct of something, Rob, you understand what I'm saying. I may not be 100% in all areas of the big. I'm gonna be good. I'm gonna get better. I'm gonna get better. So not only it does no good for me to have a business running, and most of us work like a horse and not know the numbers.
Yeah, buddy.
Right? Work like a horse, right, and not take care of the horse, which is you. You got to take care of you. You got to eat right. So the big shit, talk about the health, talk about my finances, right? Why do all this and lose my family?
Right.
All that. You got to.
And lose your family.
And lose the family. So what happened is, man, to be Superman, to be the big dog, I'm talking about that Sunday. I'm talking about that Sunday when you talk about big and sexy.
Right.
To be big and sexy, I'm gonna let the cat back a little bit. Everybody want to be this. They want to be the eagle, and they put lines, but they ain't putting no ox on their shirt. No work hard. I'm a work hard. And work hard ain't necessarily my back. I'm working to do what? Figure the problem out. In 2 hours when it done took you 6 months.
In 6 months.
No, I'm working this.
Yes, sir.
Right? I'm the one gonna sit here and then I gotta have folks around me who thinking like that, Rob. Who working like that. I need some horses around me. Listen, if anybody gonna be pretty first, I want you pretty. I want you dressed. I want you dressed nice. If anybody going on break first, it should be the boss. Boss, now I know the boss always say send the truth. That's how it's supposed to be. But I'm gonna tell you something. The truth should be saying, boss, you okay? Boss, you got some water? Listen, that's how the whole thing is. The whole entity is when the generals eat last. But the old cavemen.
The generals eat last.
That's the name of the book, but it's really the reverse. So when you look at the old cavemen or the big animals, they bring the food to the big lions and they knock them out the way and they go to eat, or they get out the way. The big lion come and eat. Why? Because they expect, if danger comes, Rob, that lion, that leader, they expect him to tie him up.
They expect him to.
I expect you. Rob, you all right? Put that cover on, Rob. Don't let him get sick, man. So when you,
That's
hey,
right, Pass.
I was missing for about 2.5 hours. How can you be missing 2.5 hours? Listen, my phone right now, we got it on. My phone did the same thing it did. Now it took me about 3 hours to get it up. Well, I don't know what's going on with it, but my phone shut down. I can't get it on. It went off by 2.5 hours. So I was just out there, man. They ain't worried about it. Man.
I remember that.
Yeah, I went to man, y'all don't know. I'm at Walmart. I said, man, I went to Walmart, did not know what I needed. I said, I need all this. I'm shopping 2 buckets. I'm putting 2 buckets like I ain't never been nowhere because I don't shop like that. So, man, I just had Walmart, I just went in there, never knew what I needed.
Yeah, and you got to be careful going to Walmart. This is just a minute.
Man, I bought some toilet paper towel. Man, they got this
Get some plastic plates.
Man, we need these in the go plate. Everybody want. Man, I look, man.
Yeah.
By the time I got the phone, it booted back up.
Well, you had plenty calls. I had plenty calls.
Where you at, man? I said, man, I said, what? He said, man, they went to the.
They went
to the VA. They done called the police. Because I answered my phone.
Yeah.
They said, well, you didn't come, your routine. You didn't go to get your coffee.
Yeah.
You didn't go get it. They were, right? You know why? I said, yeah, I'm lying.
Yeah.
Yeah. That lying. And they can't handle Robert.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm telling you the truth.
That's on the real, though, Pat.
That's good.
That's on the real.
Hey, when you doing that right?
Yeah.
See, when you ain't doing that, you come up, you be gone 2 weeks.
Yeah, you be gone 2 weeks. Don't nobody know.
Who?
2 months.
Man, see, but what I'm saying, Rob, is that we have to understand this. We have to understand that the financial piece, the health piece, is what we neglect. And we're so smooth and articulate, we'll say stuff like, man, you know, I ain't all about that. Fancy, man, you know, it's some good game. And you be like, yo, man, what you say? He ain't said nothing. Because why? If you sit down in front of that banker And my brother-in-law, when I was probably 20s, late 20s, my brother-in-law, at the time, ex-brother-in-law, they were looking to buy a house in Alabama. I think the house was 18, 20, some $1,000 low. And I told, he said, man, he and that white man. Man, the white man this and the white man that. I'm sitting down and listening to him. I said, hey, man, I said, when you went to the banker and sit down in front of him, did you know how much you make? They asked you, like, how much you make a year.
Right.
Or did y'all he had to sit there and have you add it up? He said, yeah, he didn't know. They'll ask you what you make a week.
Ain't that something past?
They ask you what you make. I said, that was the first time you talked about that right here.
Ain't that something?
He said, man, I ain't got good credit. I said, what your credit? You know what you told me? You know what your credit was? A beeper bill.
A beeper bill.
Oh,
yeah.
I'm not making this up. I said,
a
beeper bill. I ain't know
heard the beeper bill
the
too.
beeper bill reported.
I heard the beeper bill line.
I didn't know the beeper bill. You had beeper. They ain't report to nobody, did they? So what I'm saying is that he couldn't speak that language.
No.
I can't go to my hot go to be say blessed and highly favored. All that they know profit and loss.
They profit and loss.
They know here's what happened.
Yes.
Here's what's gonna happen. They really love when you say, here's how you gonna get your money back.
Yep. How you gonna get your exactly back.
And if all else fail, this is another. If all else fail, this is why they make you put down on the house. If all else fail, the house is worth $100,000. I'm only getting 50, right? Mm-hmm. So even if I don't make it, you still got enough money to get it back and make some money. Mm-hmm. So your risk, I'm reducing your risk. So when you talk language about reducing the risk, what I'm gonna tell you not why. Listen, man, we go up in there, and I tell you every reason why I want it. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna tell you why you want it. Mm-hmm. Man, you want to bank with me.
Yeah, you want to bank.
Why? I'm gonna put some money in your bank.
Yes,
I'm gonna put some money in your bank. You know what I mean?
Bring some people to the bank.
Influence. Come on, I'm bringing folks into your bank that you.
Yes, sir.
So I'm gonna tell you why you want to be with me to get that money.
Mm-hmm. And 9 times out of 10, I done ran into bankers past that I know way more. I know way more than they do.
Yeah.
You know, they send up. I'm like, well, you do know that this number over here is supposed to be right here, and then according to this clause and so on, and they looking like, that's right.
Yeah,
I know that's right. That's why I'm here. Can I get my money?
Hey, and listen, we want to go in there, and just cause I'm from America. Just cause I'm American, I'm from the United States, right? Mm-hmm. And we speak English. I told them in the class, and y'all gonna understand, I got a real heavy New York accent, real heavy.
From Alabama.
But I cover it. I cover it up I try to cover it up with the Alabama, you know, the Alabama. So really, you have to be able to speak their language.
Yeah.
So even, you know, I talk fast. I used to talk faster than this. And you got to be able to enunciate. Mm-hmm. You're going to be a speaker. Mm-hmm. I had one guy I told you that came to me, he tried to preach and he was talking to me, and I swear, I could not understand anything he said. Mm-hmm. And it wasn't because I couldn't hear him. His teeth kept slipping, and I'm focused more on the slip. I'm counting the slips. You know, and they was on sync. No, what I'm trying to say is that if you're going to do it, right, be a perfect. If you're going to be a businessman, know all the aspects of the business.
Yeah.
A business ain't just working. No. A business just ain't serving the customer perfect. A business is the whole
It's the whole
gamut.
Get it.
The whole get up, the whole gamut. Yep. So that's what we try to teach.
Taxes, and dealing with.
You don't cuss now, because we got kids on the show. Watch the show. You cuss then you said touch
folks, boy, dealing with them folks. Man, they serious.
My account told me one time, man, I tell you something, boy. I had a tax bill that I created, and my one finance guy who I got now, he accountant, he retired. He sold the partnership they sold, and he said, Robert, he kept telling me I had this account. I had 2 accounts. You know, I had the one that does the main franchise stuff. Him would do my personal. He would just watch that right, and they would do it. And he said, man, you won't do it that way, because if you do this that way, it's gonna generate a tax due, right? And I wanted to get rid of do it all at once. Man,
that bill.
It was a bad time too. Ain't never a good time.
Ain't never a good time.
Let me tell you something, man.
It
ain't never a good time.
It ain't.
But it was a bad time for real, Rob. You know, ain't no good time. And it's a worst time. This was the worst time. Let me say it that way. Man, my tax on $1 million, man. I said, Lord have mercy. You know what happened, Rob?
Man.
I said, I got to choke this up, brother, right? Shoot, the IRS, they want their money.
They want their money.
Man, they want their money, boy.
And when they know you owe them, and they know you owe them,
they'll handle you rough.
Yeah, they're gonna handle you rough.
You know,
talk to you crazy.
So I tell the listen. So I did. So you work at the plan, and anything in your personal name. And if it's in the business name, I worked it out. They don't mess with it. They want you to. The IRS do want you to keep your business going so they have some money to get. Yeah. So sometimes when they shut you down, that means there's something up. But they want you to keep going so you can pay them their money. So I'm going, man, I'm paying them out. I got my plan made up right. And I got to set all out, to set it all up. And I had a house that I got the loan in my personal name because the place didn't, because what the credit union, they at the time I got like 3 houses, first through them, and they did the loan for it. And didn't know it's in my name. So I did the house, fixed it up, and go in the clothes. They say, they call me. I ain't know. They hey player. Let me get that right. I said, hey, wait a minute now. But what I'm saying is that they took all that. They took everything.
Man, they be serious.
They at the table. So what I'm saying,
and you got to give it to them.
No, you ain't got to give it to them. You never get it. It goes from them to them. I bought some McDonald's, and the guy said, "Man, they ain't gonna take my money." I said, "Man, I said I'm gonna tell you like it's him." They tell me when I buy in the store, that money goes to the District of Columbia. And if you what's that court? District of Columbia, whatever. I said, man, I don't know now. I said, but that's where, you talk to them. Yeah, man, they go, you don't get to tell me what you going to get him.
No, you
don't. They tell you what you going to get.
They tell you what you going to get.
Hey, mine was nothing.
Oh, man.
You don't get nothing.
You don't get nothing.
Hey, I'm surprised we know what's going on and everything. You know they told me? We need our money too.
We need our, hey, I
said, y'all doing a road out there in front of the store.
That's why we need
y'all
our
got
money.
That money. Yeah, I love it, man, because you can teach somebody else and do it right.
Yeah. Yeah, when you do it right, Pastor, especially out the gate too, man. When you come in, when you doing it right,
clean, you can finish.
Yeah, it's all gonna pan out.
All pan out.
And folks, what I have noticed too, folks recognize when you're doing it right.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I know there's some folks. Remember when the tax boy came in, and he seen I'm doing it right. Mm-hmm. So what he did was he said, "Man, just bring it all here. Bring me all of it. He want all of it. Bring it all here, and I'm gonna go through this, and I'm gonna come up with your tax bill, and I'm gonna take care of you."
That's called that. Like I said, you had all. See, the thing about it is, that's good and bad, ain't it, Raw? You know why it's bad? You know what I'm doing? I leave right there, man. Bless highly favor.
Come on,
right? You know what happened?
Come on, man.
But you know what really happened? That guy ain't gonna be that way.
No.
So you better make sure next time.
Yeah.
That's what I tell people. So what we'll do. No, they ain't how this word works. That guy did that. Most of them not gonna do that.
Most of them not gonna do that.
I'm gonna tell you. You can't live off miracles. You can't live off miracles. Hey, that's a miracle. So what we gonna do is, God done heal me. I ain't doing. I ain't doing this no more.
Right. Exactly.
Man, hey, stop.
Exactly.
That was. And so, a lot of times we have they say warnings or whatever. But what I teach is, look, like you say. After that, you got the guy now. All my stuff. I ain't doing it no more.
I'm clean. Matter of fact, I called up. It was yesterday, Monday.
Yeah.
Yesterday. You know, because a fella got the. Oh yeah, a fella has to. You got to continuously check on your business. You know, I call him up. Yeah, I call him up. Yes, I said, okay, man, because I have been getting some letters. You know, I said, let me call him up and see what's going on. And I got to talking with the fella. He said, oh, Mr. Harris, you in great shape. You don't owe nothing, everything. And I'm surprised,
Right.
you know, that I don't owe you nothing.
Yeah, because
you show.
Man, look, I've seen folks. I had he didn't pay taxes for 7, 8 years, wasn't doing that right. They owed him money.
Ain't that something?
They owed him money.
That's a cold piece.
See, and I'm telling you, man, that's why I told you about face it. We don't face stuff that we're down on, what we're not up on.
Yep.
And we have to know, if finances is my thing, you don't, I hire what you're not. No, you need to know what you're not, study what you're not. Now, some things I can't do. I can't do brain surgery.
Right.
But I promise you, everything that's in my wheelhouse, God has called me to do, I can do it.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, I don't do it every day.
Yeah.
I don't do it like he do it, but I know how to do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't do sheetrock.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I don't do sheetrock. I know how sheetrock supposed to be done.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can't run the drive like I used to run it.
Right.
But I know how to run it.
Right.
Right. So that's the part that we're calling you. With your finances and your health is the most neglected thing in our community. If you want to have something on the post that's missing, it's finances and you're dealing with the health. We know that we got a health problem. People can talk about high blood pressure, blue in the face, until we realize, right, that this body will wear out.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's going to, even if you take care of it, it's going to wear out.
It's going to wear out.
So I ain't going to help it. It don't help it.
That's right. That's right. I know, Pat, and when you say it's going to wear out, you know, I'm thinking about, you know, what I've been through as far as the little stuff. But I look at how I feel now. But that comes from putting the work in, Pat. And then being around the right people, Pat. I know for a fact if I wouldn't have, if you wouldn't have been around, I don't know if I would have jumped in and started taking care of business like I should have.
Right.
But because you were around, it's a benefit. It's like a, you know, it was almost like a shoot. Because when you had said, Rob, man, you gonna sit up and die? Or you just gonna lay? You just gonna die? What's happening? I'm feeling great now, Paz.
Feeling great.
I'm talking about, man. I got some pep in my step. All kind of pick my baby up, can swing her around. I take the garbage out.
They got that. You weren't taking the garbage out. Folks, you got sick, so you doing more.
Say, hey, come on with it.
What he's saying is, guys, I love laughing and I love joking. You know, I do it humorously, right? But because I want to laugh, I want to have. I want to enjoy the ride. This is how I want to enjoy the ride. It's fun, man.
Yeah,
it's fun, man. Because when something happened, a heart attack, an aneurysm, and 4 strokes, right? And that didn't take you out, man. You came out, and it was just getting worse. And I'm sitting there. See, one thing about it, people died. You guys, man, you ain't dying on my watch.
Right. Come on,
what I meant, right? Especially.
Yeah.
And God don't give answers to folks that ain't gonna give people the answer. I said, Rob, man, listen, this is what God said to me. Then I asked you one question. I said, you gonna sit here and die. Cause you would die. I mean, literally. You would lose it, man. You would lose so much weight.
I'm telling my Katie just told me how buff I was.
Yeah, but she did. It must be payday. It must be payday. Ooh, Rob, you bubble. Hercules. Sign that check. But we work out, man. I take them in there Monday, Wednesdays, Fridays. We lift it. Now, I don't like to lift that much, but I'm lifting because my guy, he needs to. But that's what we do, man. That's what the circle is supposed to be about. Yeah. I ain't fit. But I can tell you what, I can take you where I'm at. The next guy take me. That's what the circle supposed to be. I'm tired of folks saying, man, you ain't gonna get you a new circle. No. See, get the circle you in wanna grow. Right. I'm gonna go visit some circles. Right. But man, y'all my guys. Man, listen, I want everybody at the table, listen to me, to be a boss. A boss ain't the one to tell folks what to do. Really, a boss influence people. A real boss don't have to say it. He listen, it's influence. So those are and I want all y'all meeting. I want everybody at the table to be able to say, look, now I got it. I told them, and this is what I'm hoping. I say, this Sunday, y'all gonna Rob. I told Rob and the guys, I said, y'all gonna come to me Sunday morning and say, Pastor, don't worry about taking an offering this today. You can get some, they can drop theirs in the bucket on the way out. We just want all that word you got. just don't, you know. And I did that, man. I used to go. I was a part of Church of God in Christ up there, man. And we a little small church. Koji, you know, and the church, man, they would get changed. And I'd be that man. We gotta go work in the morning with kids sleeping. I said, look here, man. I told him, man, look, you know they're gonna need this. We gonna just give them the money. And we gonna go on back to the service. No, and that's where I want to be. That's not being. I'm doing it. You may think it's funny. That ain't funny. That's what. How you think that pastor? Hey man, listen. He don't want. Hey man, look, pastor. Don't worry about that. Here you go. We and my God and got together. Here you go. Yeah. Now everything we do, what we gonna move on. Why they take the album so long? Cause you got light bills.
Yeah. You got light bills.
Listen,
you got
man, they got bills. You got this. They ain't doing it because they want to do it. They doing it because they used to do it and have to. You ain't gonna do no more with us. Mm-hmm. When I'm in the building, we ain't taking off in the day. I got that pastor. They can give something on the side. That's how I want to be.
Come on now.
Going down there. Don't worry about that. What project, right? What project?
What we doing?
Try to check this. And no, serious. They got that. They got that. I put y'all on that, but this is done.
Yes, sir.
That's what I'm serious, man. That's where it's supposed to be.
Yeah. And then, Pastor, you know, what I'm learning, when you in the kingdom,
say it again.
It's set up for you to
listen, man. And
come on,
Rob. You just the kingdom. I'm gonna let y'all know that the kingdom is not a church term.
No.
That's not church language. I tell you two things. A king. There's no king in churches. There's no king in churches.
No.
That is the world king.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta have a domain.
Yeah.
We couldn't domain. He's the king. He's the king of service.
Right.
He's the king of kings.
Yeah. He's the king of kings. Yeah.
And the king is not plural. It's the king of kings.
King of kings.
Come on. It's no plural.
Yeah.
It's one.
I don't know why I'm jumping. Just looking at the news. Donald Trump, he trying to expand the presidency. Well, he the king. Yeah. More executive power. You know. But unfortunately, you know, his thing is really for him.
See, I'm gonna tell you what throw you off. You can't. We do look at Trump, but I'm more worried about a corrupt system.
Yeah.
See, a corrupt system supports that.
Yeah.
Foolishness.
Yeah.
A corrupt person gonna eventually die. They gonna whatever happen.
Mm-hmm.
But a corrupt system is more. We got to watch that system.
You got to watch that system pass.
Right now, can't then get.
Got to watch that system pass.
Yeah. Wisconsin, we got the governor ain't got no power.
Yeah.
They doing all this crazy stuff, and they had to sign that one bill because it's like, hey, you either sign this bill or people gonna suffer, and that I don't want to be in that situation. No. People don't want to ever be in a situation where you have to swallow this to get that, and that's called and that's what we got to get to. And that's where we got to be involved. And support the leaders and support the folks.
Yeah, I agree, Pastor.
All right, financially.
I agree. All right, y'all. That's another episode of 100 Gems here with Dr. Robert Piles.
Yes, sir.
I'm talking about now. Y'all done got some out of this world gems.
Come on.
As far as on how to deal with your finances.
When we going on the radio, Rob? When we going on the radio?
Real soon, baby. You're gonna be able to hear this on Joy 1340 and 98.7 FM real soon, probably by next week. Soon as we get Kayla hooked up with Ryan over there, the boss. That's what's happening.
Donna Summer said it.
Yeah.
All right.
Peace, y'all.